Hello there. You'd agree with me that there's no better way to welcome you to the show than saying congratulations, big, massive ones, to the Super Falcons of Nigeria for clinching a place in the final. Not only in the final, but also in the forthcoming World Cup in France come next year. It's going to be an interesting weekend as they will take the game against South Africa very, very importantly. It's another opportunity for them to be the champions of Africa one more time. Welcome. This is Old Sports. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and you know this for a fact, but it's an information I would like to put out there every time. This is the longest running sports show on Nigerian television, and it promises to be another interesting one. This weekend as well, we'll see Deontay Wilder taking on Tyson Fury, and a lot of actions coming out through the world of sports like never before. Remember, the UEFA Champions League was also on during the course of this week. We'll get to talk about all this and more with my interesting cast of analysts in the studio this fine morning. First up is Adetokunbo. He's actually making his debut today, and we're super excited to have him join us. Adetokunbo Julius, how are you?
Thank you, Babajide. It's great being here in the studio with you and Leke at the same time. It's been awesome. Been looking forward to be around here, and I think it's going to be a great show today. So.
Yeah, that's the idea. His name is actually Leye though, but Leye prides himself so much. His name is Olaleye though, but there's no problem. It's fine. Leye, how are you? Leke, like Julius just called you.
Good morning, Babajide.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, my good friend. It's wonderful to be on the show.
Yeah.
Like you said in your introduction, hopefully the Super Falcons of Nigeria will cap up actually qualifying for the World Cup next year with winning the African Men's Championship, and it should be revenge time for the Super Falcons. Remember, Bayana defeated us in our first game in the competition.
And there's something about Leye that I like. Leye likes redemption. He likes revenge. He just like, I shouldn't offend you, man. You just come for me with revenge or something. Guys, it's going to be a fantastic show, and we're hoping that we have the very best of fun. Please remember that you can whip out your phones and send us text messages, especially, and go to our YouTube channel at HotspotNG and www.hotsporttv.com. Babajide Guerrero is in the studio, your presenter. Julius Adetokunbo, and of course Leye Olaleye Idowu is here. Let's have a fine show. We'll see you on the other side after this break.
Chelsea they've done a lot. You know, they've practically made me, you know, who I am today because of the opportunity they've given to me. But I think for me now, I've gotten this chance to stay in the Spanish league, and if I can stay, I'll stay. But at the end of the day, we'll see at the end of the season. But I would not go back. I wouldn't go back and sit on the bench, that's for sure. I have to be playing. So if my regular time means me staying in Spain, I'll stay in Spain.
Super Eagles standing captain Ahmed Musa and his colleagues are still savoring the sweet qualification to next Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Musa is sure that he will be returning to the Continental Soccer Fiesta, and he won it on his debut in South Africa 2013.
Everybody is eager to be in the Nation Cup. Like me, the first Nation Cup that I've been to, that is my first Nation Cup, and then we won it. So everybody is just ready and eager to go to the Nation Cup to prove itself and represent the country.
Now playing a key role for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia with 5 goals in 9 appearances, Musa says life is good in Saudi.
Life is very good, as you can see.
Okay, so one more thing, and then we'll go for the argument. During the course of the week, we had a very special guest coming to our studios, the Hotsports TV studios. He is the president of the Nigerian Squash Federation, Mr. Boyo Yeride. He had a nice chat with Ufoma Osusu, and this is what they actually talked about.
First, let us look at squash as it is today. What is the situation with the state of Nigerian squash currently?
Well, currently we're quite excited about the developments that are happening. Right now we have more tournaments going on. Next week we have the Prime Atlantic PSA Closed Satellite. The following week we have the Sports Festival coming up in Abuja. And then immediately after the Sports Festival, we have the Old Trafford Squash Club PSA tournament for the seniors again. So we're quite excited. Compared with what had happened in the past, in the last couple of years, where there had been practically nothing for years. So in the last 1.5 years, it's been a different story, and we're quite happy about it.
And since you have been administering squash
yes.
Here in Nigeria, well, what has the experience been like for you?
Bittersweet. It's but mostly good experience. It's nice to see your efforts yield results. We started with practically nothing, and today we have quite a lot in place. We have our players that are ranked across all the different categories. We have tournaments played across virtually all the categories. The seniors hadn't had much tournaments in the course of the year, but in the last month of the year they're having 2, which is quite good, which helps us to be able to come up with the reviewed seeding for the reviewed ranking for the players for the new year. So it's been good.
Bros, are they find correct words?
Huh? See the shop for that side.
Look how that be correct words.
Now the shop be done, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes. It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka could carry Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to go spoil.
Your whistle. Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blood. Come on, come on.
Thank you for coming.
Show first. Come. Not only you the circular for this market. Why be say only your shop everybody come? I just want blow whistle. See, I go blow something.
This will not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What it be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market enter another level, whether not for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes, so dial *131*3# with just 25 naira daily or 50 naira weekly. You go get double data to browse Facebook, Instagram, chat, WhatsApp. Make yourself come to get double.
You're welcome back to the show, and yes, we're talking about at this point the biggest issue on our block, with the Super Falcons of Nigeria qualifying for the final that will take place today against South Africa. I'll be asking, going forward to the World Cup in France come 2019, do you think that Thomas Dennerby, the coach of the Super Falcons, should scout for younger players to replace the aging players, or do you think he should maintain the status quo? That's a question we're asking our gentlemen in the studio this morning, and then when we return, we'll take their thesis statement. This is Old Sports, and the gentlemen are on standby for their thesis statement. I'll start with you, Leye.
Well, for me, I think there's no need to squad for players at this point in time. Why? Because the momentum is going on, and then again, looking at the average age of these players, they are not very old as the way a lot of people think they are. And I feel for talking about the coach Thomas Dennerby, he's just getting to know these players. He hasn't spent close to 2 years, so altering, bringing in new players will actually affect the flow of this team. So for me, no for bringing new players for now.
I think we need young bloods in the team. I think we need to get young players. Currently in the team, we have a lot of quite old numbers of aged players, which they aren't doing bad though. But I feel once the new player comes in, it can only better the team. So we need young players to do this.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the thesis statement. I'm sure you're looking forward to the argument, and so am I. Meet us on the other side. You're welcome back to the show, and gentlemen, let's just go right into it. Julius, you believe there should be younger players in the team to better the team?
Yeah, sure. I feel there should be younger players due to the fact that currently, as we speak, we have about I think 5 players who are the age of 4 players who are the age of 30 or
and above.
And for me, it's not like it's bad, but I feel we need younger players. If you check, we have younger players that are vibrant, that can do more, and this is happening within our defense line and our attack line. So if we could have players who can move the ball from the backside, because I believe in this what's it called, attacking formation, and it's not just from the forward players. We need a lot from the defense to the midfield, and that is where we have the chunks of hold players from our forward Aziz at about 24 years, and the likes are within the age of 26 to 22. So from the backside, I feel we need young players.
So you believe that the legs are getting aged?
They are getting aged. How do they push the ball forward? And the thing is, we've not been doing too good in
defending?
Not the defending anyway, but youth, what's it called, under 17 and under 20, what's it called, World
tournaments?
Cup tournaments. We've not been seeing our players going there because we don't have to go all out. I know it's quite difficult to go scout for new players, but by the time we get this tournament, by the time we get our youth playing more often, we could get the likes of Aziza, Oshola, more into the team.
But I still bet to disagree really, because like I said earlier in my my prelude that we don't need any players at this time. Why? Because the contract that was spread out for Thomas Dennerby, qualify Nigeria for the World Cup, which he has done, win the Nations Cup, and then again qualify Nigeria for the 2020 Olympic Games. That's about 2 years from now. And looking at the fact that he just came in trying to make sure he knows the system. Let's not forget we don't have a very good system when it comes to the age competitions, and that's why you see someone like Rashidat Ajibade having played for the under 17 and 20 to 3 to 4 times before eventually getting to the national team. So let him work with this group of players.
He has done well in qualifying for these things. Now, this is 2
Some people feel he hasn't done enough.
No. I wouldn't actually say he has done enough, but he did really well to use these players to get to this point, or to get to this level.
Going forward,
his contract, but the thing is, now we are looking for 2-3 years from now. What do you think? Okay, the Olympics. The Olympics. Do you think these same players can take them to the next level? Are we going there? Are we going to just fill the numbers?
Our restructure our leagues so that our league will be good in terms of female league, and then of course the Nigerian Football Federation technical department should work on how we get players. This is a national team. The national team is all where you have to get players afresh and bring them. We need to deliver. And delivering means you need to make with the players that you have on ground. Make sure they get the result and let them prosecute whatever contract the coach has.
In terms of delivery, you have to have planning, not just only for what you're getting presently, but for also what you're getting in the future.
All right, so the gentlemen have spoken their minds quite well as well. Julius think that, younger players should be able to get better chance in the team. Meanwhile, he feels come the World Cup and the Olympics Tokyo 2020, the status quo should still remain, and Dennerby should be given a chance to work well and better with this team. But what exactly do you think? Please tell us via text on the number on your screen.
If you know it's go internet or follow for Twitter, you know it's not for send or get it for send. Now because you the use Palasa, your phone no they answer. See me see wahala. My brother, go get smartphone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone when no go for your honey. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone when no fit take selfie. Drop that Palasa phone. No be correct phone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone.
My people, no let Palasa phone fall your hand this year. Kia go buy 3G or 4G smartphone, or bring that your phone con join MTN, and then go summer you with 100% awoof data bam on top every data bundle way you buy for the next 3 months. So drop that Palasa now, change your levels so that you go fit enjoy fast internet on the network we get data for everywhere for we country Nigeria. This offer day open to new and old MTN customers.
During the course of the last show, there was a little bit of inserts in the last production we mentioned that Gernot Rohr, the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, was live in the All Sports complex to have breakfast with sports editors across board in our studios. And there was a little bit of insert right there for like a few seconds, but today is that day where we bring to you the words, the visuals from that particular breakfast with Rohr, brought to you by Peak Milk, that happened here in All Sports complex. Enjoy, and we'll be right back.
Will you say the Super Eagles job is your most challenging job as a football coach?
So that is a difficult question because I had so many things to do already in my life, like a player and like a coach. What I would say is I had already big challenges, like in Bordeaux when the club was going down and had to play in second division. Everybody went away, left the club. Even Didier Deschamps, who was my player, he left. And then, so even the coaches, everybody was leaving. And I had to bring up the club again in first division immediately. It was a mission like I had here when I came, and President Pinnick told me, we have to go to the World Cup to finish first in this group. So we had to finish first with Bordeaux in second division to come up immediately. And we did it with young players like Lissarazu, Dugarry and others. And it was a very big challenge also. And the destiny of the club was depending of that. And so we did it. And then later in Nice also I had a big challenge when the club was coming up in first division, but had to go down in third division by a decision of the court. So we are fighting against it with the players, and we succeeded, and we come up 1 week before the starting of the championship. We come up in the first division where we had to play, so it was a big challenge. And then to maintain the club, and even if we were the leader of the French First League for a long time, 6 months. It was a big surprise. So some challenges also, but the biggest challenge with the national team is with Nigeria. That is true. Was already to go to the World Cup in a group which was not easy, and with a young team also, to have players who have a certain spirit of humility, like you said. I wanted to bring this in my team, and a lot of solidarity also. But the challenge is not finished. We had a big step already to go to the World Cup, and now the next step will be to go to the AWCON and to make very well.
Yeah, I'm Tana Ejinot, the Punch newspapers. Coach, what was going through your mind when you had 2 of your goals disallowed against South Africa? And then secondly, why the decision to play Samuel Kalu at wing back in that particular game? Thank you.
Okay, Coach, you mentioned Mikel Obi and Victor Moses before now. The question is, what is the situation with Mikel Obi? And will you say you have finally replaced Victor Moses?
Yes, the situation with Mikel Obi is that after the World Cup, he wanted to take a little break with the national team. And we are all the time in a touch. And he told me that when he is motivated again and fit again, because there was a little injury also, he had to stop for 1 month, and he was not able to come. He told me, honestly, I'm not fit. The day I will be fit, I will let you know. So we stay in this situation in the moment. He was still injured in the last games of his club, so he could not come. And we will see what's happening now in the future. We took another captain. He did very well also. It's a younger boy and a different mentality. And I think it's working very well. Inside the team, the spirit is fantastic. And the captain is very important for me because he can help me to bring in the team not only the right spirit, but also the right organization. We are not only 90 minutes on the pitch. We are together 22 hours of the day and 2 hours perhaps on the pitch. So it's also around in the hotel, in the traveling. It's very important. Obi Mikel is a fantastic captain. The second captain, Ahmed Musa, is also a fantastic captain. So we're happy to have this possibility. And even when Ahmed Musa is leaving, we have Trost Ekong, which is also a very good character and example for all these young players we have now. And yes, Victor Moses told me, I was surprised after the World Cup that he wanted to stop. I tried to convince him that's not the moment for him to stop. I didn't succeed. And even his agent told me now he has to focus on the club. And I hope that he will have now the opportunity to play again in this club or in another one. The FIFA window will open in January, so perhaps he can change the club and he can find a club where he will play. And he can change again his mind. He's only 27 years old. He's too young to stop international career.
Coach, what's your take on Ogenyi Onazi? Is he still a part of your team? Does he have a place?
The case of Onazi is very simple. I heard a lot of things, but the truth is that Onazi had inflammation of the tendon of Achilles in Uyo. And he told us honestly that he can only play with injections. I spoke about it with the doctor. The doctor told me this is a risk to do injections into the tendon. So we explained it to Onazi that we cannot do that, it's dangerous for him. I have to take care of the welfare also of my players. And that's why we agreed that it's better for him to go to treat and not to play with us. And we saw that he played again with injections in his club. So this is a big risk for him, I told him. And our doctor refused to do the injections. That's why actually he cannot play with us.
And we are back. Yeah, well, a lot of breakfast right there with Gernot Rohr. I enjoyed the breakfast, really. I don't know about the guys, but I typically enjoyed the breakfast. And one thing, you did as well, yeah? Absolutely. Okay, good. So everybody enjoyed the breakfast. There's no revenge in that one. All right. So finally, the final whistle as we go. The gentlemen have spoken very, very well, especially Leye, who feels that why change the status quo? I want to lean slightly towards him when I say that the team is winning. They've got, what now, maybe 3 or 4 players, just like Julio said, that are just above the ages of 30. But then again, you also want to have a viable team that is young and very, very vibrant, that also have the ability to have different players playing in different positions at different age levels. What that means is that we need the under 17, under 20, and maybe the under 23 Falconets to come through with better planning by the technical committee, or rather the NFF. So I think that the major thing that should be done here is development, most especially knowing fully well that 2020 is just around the corner, including the most important one, the World Cup in 2019. But that's my thoughts. But what are your thoughts? We're looking forward to how you can be part of the show. Please do well. Come into the studio with us. You don't have to leave your sitting room. All you need to do is just to text us on the number on your screen and go to our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages to leave your thoughts right there. And we hope that they will be read very, very soon by my humble self. It's been a tremendously beautiful show today, and we thank you guys for watching. But most importantly, I want to thank my analysts in the studio. Let me start with you, Leye. Leye, thank you very much for coming around.
To be on the show about a wonderful weekend, and hopefully it will be one in which the Super Falcons will crown, well, for us, it's winning the coveted African Men's Championship for the record 11 times.
11 times. Okay. Julius, you've made a remarkable debut. I mean, Leye, it's been a strike partner worthy to have, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to having you more on the show, Julius.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I would also love to come down more often.
Absolutely.
It's been a great debut.
Absolutely. Great debut. Knuckle up. Knuckle up. All right, guys, it's Knuckle up for everyone. You can share knuckles with everybody in the house, especially when it's 5 p.m. Nigerian time, where the Super Falcons will play against Banyana of South Africa and the chance to become the most successful, yet again, continue being successful, the most successful team, the most successful national football team in Africa, by male or female. All right, so go, 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 Super Falcons of Nigeria. We wish you the very best. We at All Sports are rooting for you girls. Go bring the gold home. All the best to you and yours as you have a beautiful weekend and week ahead. My name is Babachide Guerrero. Remember, take care of yourself and look after each other. Bye for now.